Hi everybody. Right, you've heard the warm-ups. This is the main event. This is what you all came here for, apparently. So the name's Deanie. That's my actual name, but I also go by the name James Bend. It's a bit like James Bond, but it's a little bit wonky. I'm here to drive you around the effing bend for the next 10 minutes, apparently. Hopefully it won't take that long. So I'm an apprentice stand-up comic. I've been learning from the best. The likes of Paul Hogan, Tim Minchin, Billy Connolly and Bill Hicks. I'd also like to pay a little bit of a tribute. There we go, we've got a bit of movement over there in the crowd. I'd like to pay tribute to Clive James. Now Clive James passed away last night, so a bit more of a somber note, but let's just send our love to him and his family. Anyway, I'd like to bring you all a jaw-dropping, ear-defying, bonkers skit, apparently, if you can hear me over the hum, that is a bit like Vegemite, right? Now, back home we've got Marmite, and Marmite you either love it or you hate it. Now, I'm not sure if you have heard that, but it divides people. Now, I'm actually hoping to do the opposite this evening and bring all these lovely hundreds of people that have gathered together in laughter. I've had a few laughs so far, so maybe we'll get somewhere. Anyway, if you don't like me, this is your chance to bugger off, all right? You know, I'm talking to you over there. Go on. The exit's over there, and hippies, you have to use the back door, all right? Now, anyway, without further ado, introducing the splendiferous, fabtabulous, and craptapular me. Anyway, so I bought some thongs to get me into the Australian vibe. Now, I've forgotten my prop, which is really good. Just bear with me.
Oops. Where's it gone?
We're back. Now back home we have thongs, but we call them flip-flops, right? So I was told to put on a pair of thongs here tonight, so I brought a couple of thongs from the nice Sheila in the store. So I'm going to try and put them on my feet. They don't really look like footwear to me, but apparently you have thongs on your feet, so let's give that a little go, shall we? There we go, one there. And another one on here. Yeah, sexy, eh? Oh, cool. Bloody brilliant. And now I've left me lines back behind the stage, so... dear, this is going really well, isn't it, guys? But anyway, let's try and walk in these bad boys. Oh, lovely stuff. Oh, almost tripped. They said to me to break a leg, so, you know, with a bit of luck I will. That'll be probably funnier than my lines, anyway. Right, anyway, so I'm getting into the Australian vibe with these old thongs or flip-flops as we have back home. They're not as comfy as our thongs, but hey, you know, when in Rome or when in Australia, do as the Australians do. Okay, so anyway, I imagine the outback is a big desert with camels everywhere. And apparently you do have camels. They've been imported, like most other things, like we have. Invasive species, no doubt. But anyway, these are giving me real camel toe, these thongs. So I'm just going to like flip them off, if that's all right. Stick to the old flip-flops. Anyway, I'm trying to get into the accent too. You may have noticed my sort of mock Aussie accent that I'm doing now. It's quite shocking. And back home we've got mockneys, which is a mock cockney, someone who's from London and they're trying to put on the accent and they're failing quite badly. So anyway, rather than being a mockney, I'm actually a mozzie, because I'm a mock Aussie. Are we getting this, people? No laughters? Oh, well, shame. That was my best joke, by the way, so you know. Anyway. So, talking to mozzies, I'm not the only mozzie here. You've got mozzies that fly about and they've been really savaging me. Got loads of fucking mozzie bites on me bloody feet, you know, and those fucking thongs are chafing it. Fuck, you know. Anyway, I'm going to chillax now. I'm going to go walk about in me thongs later. But just so you know, I'm a dual national, so I'm not a complete piss take, everyone. I'm half Aussie, so, you know. And a bit like Britain, I'm sort of half in and half out of Europe at the moment. I don't know if you've heard of this doozy called Brexit. Anyone heard of it? No? No. You're better off without it. It's a bloody load of rubbish. Anyway, our Prime Minister David Cameron, a genie arse, decided to call this referendum and totally screwed up the whole country. It's driven me absolutely mad. So I was in the EU at the time, and I was travelling around the continent, making the most of being in the EU. And then we Brexited, and I was with my cousin Cameron, no relation to David Cameron, by the way. Just want to make that absolutely clear. And basically, the first leg was great. We were in my Rover 75, which is like a rip-off James Bond car. It's more James Bond than it is James Bond because it's a cheap rip-off. It's got all Union Jacks down the side, and we're having the time of our lives driving through Europe. Suddenly, we turn on the radio. Whack, whack, whack. Britain has left Europe. And the way home, it was fraught with all Belgian lorry drivers trying to ram us off the road. Nobody would serve us at petrol garages. It was a lot of fun. Somehow we made it back to Britain, a little shaken, not stirred, and still no outcome. 3.5 years later, just complete shite from the Conservative leaders farting about in Brussels. So anyway, a little bit of politics here. I've decided to start my own party. It's called the Referendum Party. Woo! Come on, yeah! Woo-hoo! So basically what we're going to do is we're going to have a referendum on every single issue. If you don't like it, just vote for it. Yeah! And the Queen's going to get off her bloody throne and let us know what we're doing. And no one can complain because we all bloody voted for it. Alright? So anyway, I've been James Bond, 007 in the Sunshine Coast. Hope you've all had a wicked night. And peace and love, people. Ciao.